Guys, so today our topic is 7S of crime scene, which basically means the word itself is saying that there are 7S. So we have 7 steps which we follow near the crime scene, and they all start with the letter S. So we named it as 7S of crime scene. So the first one is secure the scene, separate the witnesses, scan the scene, see the scene, sketch the scene, search for evidence, secure and collect evidence. So as we have already discussed, what is a scene? A scene of occurrence or crime scene is a place where the crime have been committed, right? So in the first step, we will secure the scene. So the first work of a forensic expert or the clues team who was going to visit under the forensic science. So whenever they visit the crime scene, the first thing they have to do is secure the scene. Why? Because there will be so many onlookers or the victim's relatives or any other people who will always want to seek into the scene, like what happened there, where is the body, what is the condition, everything. So what they will do is unknowingly they will contaminate the crime scene. So that's why the first thing which we have to do, or the first responding officer have to secure the crime scene. Okay, secure the scene. Why is to prevent it from contamination. Then separate the witnesses. We should always separate the witnesses. See if there is any kind of scene of occurrence is there, and there are some of the witnesses who have witnessed the incident which is being taken place. Let us take an example of accidents, road accidents. So there will be some or the other people, or the people who are in the vehicles or the pedestrians, they will witness the crime scene of how the accident had happened, and who was the mistake, or like who did the mistake. Okay, so separate the witnesses. Then scan the scene. We have to just scan the scene, like what is the condition of the scene, like how did it happen, in which kind of direction this happened, and everything like that. Just you have to scan the scene, then see the scene, then sketch the scene. So sketch the scene means the documentation of the scene, where you have to do the note making or photography or videography, like that. So that will come under the sketch the scene. Then search for evidence. So always remember, you can search for the evidence, but you cannot collect the evidence until and unless the sketch the scene is completed. Which I mean, until the photography, until the videography, and until the note making is completed, until then you cannot touch the evidences. Okay, so just make it a point. Then we have to search for evidences, like what are the evidences found, such as trace evidences like hair or any kind of blood, biological evidences, like that. You have to search for evidences. Then we have to secure and collect the evidences, where further they will be moved into the for the laboratories, and they will examine there. Okay, examine and analyze the evidences. Okay, so these are the steps, these are the 7S. So you can see that they are starting with the letter S. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. These are 7S. So once again we'll revise. Secure the scene, separate the witnesses, scan the scene, see the scene, sketch the scene, search for evidences, and secure and collect the evidences. So these are the 7 steps near the crime scene. So coming to the secure the scene, the first responder's priority is to ensure the safety of all individuals and then restrict unauthorized personnel from entering to prevent contamination or loss of evidence. So as we have already discussed, see, whenever there is a crime scene have occurred and the witnesses or the people near the crime scene have contacted to any kind of police stations, then what happens? The first thing will happen is the first responder officer, the first responding officer will come to the crime scene and they will examine, they will be the first one to visit the crime scene. So the first responding officers, their duties, the first thing is, the priority is to ensure the safety of all individuals. I mean the individuals who are present, like after them the forensic team, the police and everything, they will come. So he have to take care of the all individuals. Okay, the safety must be there for them. Like, let us take an example to understand an example. If there is a case like there was a bomb blast in some kind of area, and the people have noticed it, and that have been brought in the information knowledge of the police, then what happens, the first responder officer will surely come, then the forensic team and everything, and the police also, right? So this person, the first responder officers, his first priority is to be seeing the safety of the individuals and his team members. Okay, so then what happens is, it is to prevent the contamination or loss of evidences. See, evidences can easily be contaminated by many physical factors also. Like evidences can be contaminated by physical factors and by chemical factors like that. But physical factors is the most prone thing. Like physical factors such as environmental factors, not physical factors. So environmental factors such as rain or wind, like that, etc. Okay, so securing the crime scene means the first responder's priority is to ensure the safety of all individuals and then restrict unauthorized personnel from entering to prevent the contamination or loss of evidence. They will restrict the unauthorized personnel, means what? The person or the people who are there near the crime scenes, they are unauthorized, right? So they will restrict the persons and they will prevent them from entering into the crime scene, because to prevent the contamination or loss of evidence. Okay, then the second step is separate the witnesses. So separate the witnesses means the witnesses are kept apart to prevent them from influencing each other's accounts of the crime. So usually what happens is they'll separate the witnesses by to get the correct, accurate information, to get accurate statements. Okay, so there are some cases where the witnesses will be true, but what happens is, just because of fear or because of someone's influence, they will try to change the sentences. So that's why we have to first separate the witnesses, because witnesses are kept apart to prevent them from influencing each other's accounts of crime. Then the third step is scan the scene. So scan the scene means what is, the investigators perform an initial walkthrough to determine the best plan for documenting the scene, such as deciding where to take photos and identifying the primary and secondary crime scenes. Scan the scene means the investigators, the forensic investigators will be there, right? So what they will do is they will perform the initial walkthrough. They will just walk to the crime scene, understand what is the crime scene, what may be the type of crime scene, right? So they will just initial walkthrough to determine the best plan for documenting the scene. See, as I said that every crime scene is unique. Okay, yeah, even the modus operandi can be same of some crime scenes, but the crime scene is very unique, and the evidences found at each crime scene will be also different from one another. Okay, so as each crime scene is unique, so the pattern will be different, and the collection of evidences and documentation of the scene will also differ from one crime to other crimes. If there is a crime happened in a forest area, and if there is a crime happened in a indoor areas, like just think indoor areas like a home or a house. So this is an indoor crime scene, of course, and forest is an outdoor crime scene, but the crime is same, that is homicide. The crime is same, that is homicide, but the thing is, this is indoors and that is outdoors. Then what happens, the collection of evidences will be different, the collecting manner will be different, right? So that's why they will have a initial walkthrough to determine the best plan for documenting the scene. So what comes under documentation of the scene? As I said, documentation of the scene can be note making, photography, sketch, and videography. Okay, so these can be come under the documentation of scenes, such as deciding where to take photos and identify the primary and secondary crime scenes. So what do you mean by primary and secondary crime scenes? We have already discussed what do you mean by primary and secondary crime scenes. Primary crime scene is a place where the initial wherever you have an initial crime have taken place, that is a primary. And if that crime have been moved from one place to other place, then what happens? This becomes a primary crime scene area and this becomes a secondary crime scene area. Okay, but both are only one crime and involved also. Okay, so that is known as primary and secondary. So scan the scene is also very important because the investigator perform an initial walkthrough to determine the best plan for documenting the scene, such as deciding where to take photos and identifying the primary and secondary crime scenes. Hope you are understanding. Then, see the scene. This involves photographing the scene extensively, from wide shots of the entire area to close-ups of evidences, and can also include videography. So what happened in the before step? It was like scan the scene. Like the investigators will think about an idea like how to document the scene, like from where they have to take the photographs and everything, right? Then in this next step, that is see the scene. So this involves the photography, and as you know that photography will be from different angles. It's not like just you have camera, you have taken quite a lot number of photos and only in the same angle or in the same direction. That does not involve in the photography according to the forensic science. Okay, so photography, again you have different kinds of angles. You will do the photography in a 90 degrees angle or a 45 degrees angle, and you have to do the photography from upward direction or downward direction or from the center view. So you have different kinds of rules and regulations also to take the photography, and even for the videography also, because videography you have some steps. You'll think like, what will be the steps on the videography? It's just normal taking a video of the crime scene and just submitting into the court of law. No, that doesn't mean like that. So whenever there is an investigator taking a videography of the crime scene, they have to consider some of the steps very much important. So if the videographer is taking a scene of let us take that there is a wide area of the crime scene and he started to take the videography. So if he is starting from a point A, he shouldn't directly jump again to the point D. So he have to go accordingly, and the transition should be very smooth, and he have to take videography of all the evidences from the minute one to the major part, that is from the if there is a dead body present, from the dead body to the other evidences. So that means photography and videography are also very much important, and there are some of the rules and regulations which they have to follow when they are performing that kind of documentation of the crime scene. So yeah, I went from where to where. See, so this involves photography the scene extensively, from wide shots of the entire area to the close-ups of the evidences, and can also include videography. Okay, means wide angle of the shots means this is the crime scene. Let us take this as crime scene, and yeah, you'll do this sketch mark of the dead body, right? So this is the wide angle if they are taking the wide angle of photography, and they will label here as 1 and here 2 as evidences. So from that range of photo to this small range of the photos also, And videography, as I said, they'll start the videography in all the way directions and everything. Okay. Then uh, then we have sketch the scene. So sketch the scene means an accurate sketch is created documenting the layout of the scene, the position of the body, and all evidences with measurements taken from two immovable points. So this involves sketch the scene. So in the before step, that is see the scene, and there was photography and videography. After that we have sketching the scene. So as I said, there are two types of sketches. I don't know, maybe you have discussed it, but we have two types of sketches, that is rough sketch and finished sketch. Okay, so rough sketch is a sketch where it is occurable, but it doesn't get into account like the sketch should be very much neatly labeled. Okay, the neatness is not the priority under the rough sketch. The priority is whether they can understand the crime scene even they are away from the crime scene. Okay, so that is known as rough sketch, which is done just near to the crime scene itself. After entering to the crime scene, they'll just observe all the evidences and how the type of scene is there. According to that, they will do the rough sketch. Then finished sketch means after moving from the away from the crime scene, then they will do the finished sketch in a proper way so that it can be represented in the courts. Okay, so they just can't show the rough sketch and say that the people of the law and there to understand the scene, right? So like that. So here the accurate sketch is created documenting the layout of the scene. So sketch, normally they will be like it will be a normal sketch. I guess you people have done sketching of this crime scene as a practical in your colleging. I have done it. So documenting the layout of the scene. Then the position. What they will sketch out is the position of the body. Just I have done the body again. I can't do in a proper way. I'm sorry. So position of the body and all evidences. 1, 2, like that. Okay, no, they won't do sketch in this way because they will do a scaling method. Okay, they will measure all the distances, then only they will make a sketch. See, with the measurements taken from two immovable points. So if there is an indoor kind of crime scene and let us take like some random so yeah, this is the entry point. Just take this as a rough sketch. Okay, this is not even rough sketch. Okay, this is rough sketch. I can't do that perfectly, right? So if this, let us take that this is at home and the case was a theft, right? Okay, theft. Then this is the point of entry. This is the hall, this is the kitchen, and these are the first bedroom and this is the second bedroom. Okay, so this is, they will do like this, and if there is a robbery happened in both of the bedrooms, they will note down like what are the things that have been gone from this room or that room, like that. Okay, so then what they'll do is they'll take the measurements from two immovable points. I don't think in theft they will take the measurements of a point, but maybe in the case of homicide, when you have a home like this and this is the immovable point, let us take that there is a wall here, it's an immovable point, right? And there is a body here, present here. Then they will take the measurement of the body, and you just think that there is a knife also presented here. They will take the measurement of the body from here to here, and from here to near the dead body. So whatever the distance is there here, let us take like 5 centimeters, and this is around 7 centimeters, like that. So the measurements are taken from immovable points. The point of this diagram is just to show that they will take the measurements from the immovable points. Here this wall is not a movable thing, so they will have an exact measurement. So again, if they are trying to reconstruct the crime scene, then what happens is they can take that this point as a and from that point, if they measure the same distance again 5 centimeters, then again they can reconstruct the crime scene, that where was the body and how far is the weapon from the body and etc., because that gives a major point of advantage to understand the chain of events which have taken place of that crime in particular time. Okay, so that is about the sketch of the scene. Basically just means sketch is created documenting the lay of the scene and position of the body and all evidences with measurement taken from the two immovable points. Okay, see, this is an evidence. If they are taken it as, this is worst evidence, and they'll just take the measurement from that wall to here. I don't know whether you can see it properly or not. Let us make a, yeah, because I don't have a place here to show correctly. Wait. So this is room homicide, and again dead body, I'm killing him again and again, and this is the wall, immovable point wall, and if you are taking this as a point of reference point, okay, I'll write it as reference point, and there is a knife here, there is a pool of blood here. Okay, let's take, this is the pool of blood, this is a knife, this is the hair samples, this is the wallet. Okay, let us take, this is the wallet. Then what happened, they will mark each evidence. Okay, so the first evidence will be of course the body, then will be the second priority will be the blood, then weapon, then the head trace evidence as 4, and then this wallet as 5th evidence. Then this is a immovable point, that is the reference point, then they will take the measurement from here to here, then from here to here, then from here to here, then from here to here, and then from here to the wallet. So this is a measurement, the sketching of the scene. I hope you have understand with this diagram. Okay, then the next S of the crime scene, that is search for evidence. So search for evidence means what? Simply involves searching of the evidence. The systematic search is conducted using methods like grid, spiral, zone patterns to find and document evidences. So I have made you learn the 4 to 5 types of searching methods of evidences, where you have grid method, spiral method, and wheel method and zone method, right? Wheel method means like a wheel, they'll go from the center point to the last points. Spiral method is like this, grid method, grids, and zone method. We have different kinds of zones. Okay, so they will be searching of evidences in grid method or spiral method of the zone pattern to find the document evidences. That's it. So what happens means, based on the crime scene, we will use different kinds of method of search. Like for some cases only we use grid, only for some cases we use spiral. Okay, so this is about the search of evidence. A systematic search is conducted using methods like grid, spiral, zone patterns to find the document evidence. The spiral is like this, I have already taught you. Grid means grid method, zone means dividing the crime scene into different kinds of zones. Then secure the collected evidence. Then after you are collecting the evidence in the previous, then you have to secure the collected evidence. All evidences is properly packed, sealed and labeled. A chain of custody is established and maintained to ensure the evidence's integrity. So after you have collected all the evidences, then they are packed. So they are packed in different kinds of containers or glass lids or paper bags and everything. Have different methods of packing the evidences also, and it is different for each type of evidence also. So like if you have to pack clothes which is full of blood, then you will be packing in a different kinds of condition. If you want to pack any kind of liquid as evidence, it will be in a different conditions. If you have to pack the dried blood samples, it will be different conditions. So that like that we have to pack the evidence, then seal should be there. Why seal is important when you have packed the evidence? What is the importance of seal? See, seal plays a very important role. If there are no seal on the evidences, then that kind of evidence will not be mostly accepted by the labs also, because the seal will ensure that the evidences are not tampered. Okay. See, when the seal will happen, you will pack the evidence and seal the evidence near to the crime scene only, because you have to send it to the laboratories, right? So what happens after you are packing, let us take that you have packed some kind of evidence in the cardboard box, and then you have to seal it. You will have different kinds of seal. Usually they will be red in color. I have done this also in my college things. So you'll seal the the evidence, and it will contain some kind of writings or kind of logo which will help us to recognize like from where did it come and whether it is correct kind of seal or not, like that. So if the seal is broken or if the seal is disturbed or destroyed, then that kind of evidence won't be permitted into the labs, and they won't do the evidences analysis also, because if the seal is broken or destroyed, then that is taken that the evidences are tampered. Tampered means changed or altered. Okay. So seal, packed, sealed, and then labeled. Okay, we will label what type of evidences is there inside, and from which crime scene they have come from, like that. Okay. Then a chain of custody is established and maintained to ensure the evidence's integrity. Chain of custody nothing but forwarding the packed, sealed, labeled evidences to the laboratories. Okay, you are forwarding it to the trusted people. So that is to ensure the evidence's integrity. So these are the 7 types of S of the crime scene. Okay. See, let us just check from starting onwards. Did we cover everything? Secure the scene, separate the witnesses, scan the scene, see the scene, sketch the scene, search for evidence, and secure and collect the evidence. So this is about the 7 S of the crime scene, where this after knowing this topic, maybe people have realized like how important these 7 S of the crime scene is, right? So basically, so I just want to conclude it with that. Please remember what are the 7 S of the crime scene, because they may be coming in your examination point of view. I mean for the entrance exams, because you have to remember each point, and mostly they can ask questionnaire ways, so such that what is the correct order. Like maybe they can give you order like first this will come, then this and this. Okay, then they'll say as you to make the sequence in a right form and take which one is the right form. So we can expect that kind of questions majorly from this topic. So you cannot leave any topic, because we can't decide like this topic will come to the exam or not. So we can't underestimate any topic under the forensic, right? So that's it. So this is about the 7 S of the crime scene. Hope you have found this video informative. Please like and subscribe and share it with your forensic science friends. Thank you.